Now, have many of you, are all of you aware that there is a spiritual body? Like you are made up of a physical body as well as a spiritual body? Most of you are aware of that? Because I'm very happy to digress on some of this discussion and fill in the gaps if you're not aware. So just yell out if you're not. So you could say that part of our nature is that we have a physical body. So there's my physical body, drawn very quickly, and there's my spiritual body. The two are joined together through a cord. It's called the silver cord. And also, many spirits are not aware of, but we are also one half of a soul. So this part is our soul, and that's our spirit body and our physical body. So the laws, all of the laws, operate upon the physical body. They also operate upon the spiritual body, and they also operate upon the soul. This being the half of ourselves. So you could view your physical body just as a robot that your soul uses in the physical world to express itself and experience the world. Does that make sense? And you could use the spirit body, if you could view it this way, as a more finer construction of material that has a different set of laws that determine its construction. It has a genetic structure still, and this spirit body can only exist it exists in all forms in the universe, but it only can be seen by other people who are in the same body, if you like, most of the time. Although many of you at times have seen a person in a spirit body, or potentially. The reality is that we can eventually see a spirit person, but you could still view that as a robot used by the soul to express itself in the spirit world. Does that make sense? Right? So what I'm saying is that this is the real you, and these two things are just the robots that the real you, or the mechanisms, the physical structures that the real you uses to express itself. Yeah? Does that make sense to everyone? It's very important that you understand that, because we want to understand that the scope of the laws operate upon the three parts of our nature, not just on the physical level. And in fact, what you will find is that there are far more laws that God has made that actually operate upon the highest part of our nature, our soul, than there are that operate upon any other thing in the universe. So there are far more laws that operate upon the soul. And if we define the soul as the real you, that's your personality, if you like. That's the person of yourself, the personality. It's the emotions that you have, the desires that you have, the passions that you have, all the feelings that you have, and so forth. That's the real you. And you know, sometimes what goes on in your mind is not really the real you, actually, because your mind can be influenced by other people quite readily, if you think about it. Somebody can drop a thought into your mind, but it's very, very hard to drop a feeling into your soul without you being open and aware of that occurring.